I am dating with my best friend. This guy, he said I'll love her and he can't wait for me to meet her. He invited me as his +1 to her wedding too, so he's told her about me. My main worry is when I Facebook stalked, you can clearly tell these two were pretty close. There were pics, okay, from 10 years ago, where she's sat on his knee with her arms around him, a couple of pictures with their heads together hugging, etc. If I was a stranger seeing those photos, I would have thought seeing them that they were together anyways. Maybe they were, and the odd bit of friendly flirting. I always read stuff like this and start thinking to myself, what on earth is going on? Why does the gender of their friends matter? Oh wait, it's a straight people thing, isn't it? Okay, never mind, I am incapable of putting myself in that worldview. Yup. Also, some guys expected me to stop seeing my male friends, mostly straight/asexual, if I wanted to date them, but I could still see my female friends, mostly straight/bi. It is more that you are only attracted to people that are the same gender as the person you want to date while you are in a relationship, and that you want to cheat with your friends of that gender, of course. As a bi person, I can confirm this. I only look at people with my lusty eyes and wish to engage in the act of coitus with them. When the time comes, they will either convert me to full gay or straight, as this is the life bi people are forced to live. I really want to put this in a book, but I will be good and not plagiarize. Hilarious. Come on now. You can have platonic relationships with people you're attracted to. By this logic, we just can't have friends at all or are automatically poly. You can be attracted to someone and still hold a platonic friendship. I've done so with my friend and her fiancé, who is unfortunately but also my friend. Despite that, I've held a platonic friendship with both of them. It is possible if people keep their lust down. You went to her wedding. She is clearly married to someone else who is also okay with her have a close guy friend. So not sure as to why you are worried he introduced you to her and she is not single, so I do not see any red flags to be worrying about, just seems like you are jealous, that is all. I've not been her wedding yet, that's next year, haha. And yeah, that's true, never thought of that. I'm near best friends with my ex. It's been years and nothing has happened since. For plenty of people, it's very possibly to be platonic friends, realizing there's nothing romantic there or that it just can't work for whatever reason. Typically a lot of the other best friends I've had have been women too. I agree 100%. My best friend is my ex, which seems to weird people out, but there's nothing to try for when you've both accepted it's okay that it didn't work out. I honestly think it's a good sign if people have healthy friendships with their exes and opposite genders in their lives. It's usually a sign of them being good and respectful people. My exes are not in my life at all, as they were both cheaters and one was/is a meth addict. I'm a bit of a hermit, so I don't really have any close female friends. I have female friends, just not close ones, who aren't related to me in some way. I'm also single by choice for a plethora of reasons. Hey, me too. Sometimes when you're young you don't realize that you can, or should, just be friends with some people. He made all the right moves to be as open and honest as possible with you, and sounds like he's doing a good job letting you know he's serious about you as well. I'd try to make friends with her in your shoes, might help to eliminate any jealousy you have. I actually recommend saying something, just come at it like a joke and say, I was actually a little intimidated, but I think she's great and I love that you have a healthy relationship with a woman. He'll appreciate that you see value in his friendship with her, and ideally also address the very natural jealousy you're feeling. I'd rather my S/O let me know they felt intimidated but ended up being fine with my own female friends. Because I have many women in my life beyond those related to me. But you are the one I choose to be with. Jealousy is natural, and previous experiences with the opposite sex can make you wary and insecure. But a true partner should address these things and have those difficult conversations that can lean a little outside of your typical comfort zone. Yeah, one of my best friends is actually still incredibly close with his ex of like 7 years, who is with one of his best friends. His partner knows them all and everything that went down and was still, of course, weird about it. If they can figure it out, then any of us should be able to. Haha. He seems to be really good for you. It'd be a shame for him to lose you over a friend. Think of it from his perspective. He's found a nice girl, you two are getting along great, but then you decide to dump how because he's friends with someone who happens to be a girl? It's a bit unfair, but I do understand how it can be a little scary for you. I just hope you can see past it and have a lovely relationship and become friends with his best friend. One of my best friends is of the opposite gender. We lived together, just the two of us, for our last year of school. I've also had close friends where we were very physically affectionate and stuff. I was friends with their partners and they never had an issue. It happens. If there are no other signs that there may be more going on, I wouldn't worry about it. Also, getting to know their friend might help alleviate the worry. He has already made plans for you guys to go to his best friend's wedding next year? That's pretty serious. You're definitely overthinking this and need to find peace with it. They are friends and anything they ever had previously is not relevant now. You need to get your jealousy and insecurity under control or break things off with him. From what you wrote, it doesn't sound like you have anything to worry about. But I do understand why you might feel the way you do. BF is being totally honest with you, it seems. If he was worried or hiding something, he would have deleted those Facebook pics. This doesn't mean you can't be right that they might have some feelings towards each other. Well, you are being silly. I mean, even if they had a thing back in the day, way back in the day, by the sound of it, he invited you to her wedding. He seems to care about you enough to bring you not only to meet his friends, but to his best friend's wedding. If you really care about him, I probably wouldn't even point it out. And definitely don't make him choose or feel like he has to. Trust me, you'll lose. Just treat her like she's another one on his squad. Give him the benefit of the doubt. So many guys lose such close good friends because a partner lets their emotions get the better of them and produce ultimatums, and society has drilled in us losing a female friend is better than a girlfriend. However, if any partner of mine approached me with the ultimatum, it's them or my friend that partner is kicking rocks before they're finished. Respect your boyfriend, and if it's meant to be, he'll respect you too. Agree 100,000%. If a girl came into my life and tried to boot my friends, she would be out the door really fast. Also, perhaps get into therapy. Simply because therapy can give you tools and a resource of support for anything that can or will pop up. Completely agree. And I'd not choose to end that relationship because I'd choose my friend over them, but because someone who tries to control who you're friends with or others aspects of your life with threats or ultimatums, isn't someone you want to be in a relationship with. I have a best friend of the opposite gender who I've known for over a decade. Nothing happened between us when we were both single and hormonal. It sure as hell won't happen now when we're in relationships and already established that we aren't attracted to each other. I have no interest in giving up my relationship with her just to appease the insecurities of a girlfriend, and her boyfriend trusts her enough / got to know me to understand that platonic relationships exist. Irrational jealousy is a red flag and no one should entertain it. They've been friends for a decade and she's getting married. You have nothing to worry about. As a side rant, not aimed at you, I now no longer speak with one of my oldest male friends as his now wife felt insecure about us spending time together. We had been friends for 20 years, there has never been anything other than platonic feelings, and both of us have had relationships and been single without ever having any kind of sexual tension between us. Sometimes people are just friends. I'm still hurt over being cast aside, but he's got to put his wife first. I just wish she'd been more confident and not ruined our friendship. I've cut a relationship short over stuff like this. My partner cannot be jealous over my friends and they got to trust me. That being said, I don't keep secrets over my friends, so there is no reason to question the trust. If my girlfriend tells me she fears I might be cheating or dishonest, I give us one chance to bury the hatchet together and I show her what I've been doing, DMS, time out together, etc. If we can't resolve this, where is the trust? I lost a good friend that way. It was 100% platonic with no thought of anything sexual and we were both happy with it. Then he got a girlfriend and that was the end of that. They have a child together, so it looks like we can't be friend ever again. I've lost a few close guy friends this way. Either their girlfriend is jealous/intimidated by me and doesn't feel comfortable with them hanging out with me, or they just get sucked into the NRE and no longer make time for the friendship. It bums me out every time and makes me question whether the friendship was actually as solid as I thought. You probably just want him to have the same fun with you as he has with her, and that's okay. He chose you, not her, to pursue romantically, though, so his relationship to you is already very special. I have some very close guys friends and we definitely were more touchy-feely when we were in our early 20s, not sure why it was all platonic, odd cuddle or sitting on the lap, but we were genuinely friends. We're in our 30s now, still good friends, no sitting on laps or cuddles. Going to their weddings too, I wouldn't worry. I was dating a guy who said he couldn't be friends with a woman because of the sexual tension. I ran. He clearly isn't mature enough to understand the difference between a friendship and a romantic relationship. As a platonic girl best friend to a guy, I'm always secretly hoping the girl he dates will become a new instant best friend of mine, haha. But most of them legitimately don't even give me the time of day, wanted him to block me, would try to sabotage our friendship, etc. It's exhausting, and really hurts my feelings. And his. But for real, go into it with the mindset that you may get a new friend out of her. Be genuinely excited to meet her and get to know her. You may have way more in common than you think. Like others have said, you're going to her freaking wedding. I think the window to be jealous has passed, lol. If your boyfriend is genuinely happy for her getting married, and isn't sweating you meeting and being around her, he doesn't have feelings for her. Speaking from experience, the girlfriends that were jealous of his and I's relationship didn't last long. Alternatively, he completely adored and spent way more time with the girlfriends that actually became my friend too. Or even just the ones that didn't outright hate me, lol. As long as his past doesn't overlap in any dangerous way with his present, it's all good. I'm in a similar situation myself, female friends, and they've been solid for giving me advice on a female perspective. It would be unfair to have him sever ties without good reason. We can't help what we feel. But we can check our feelings against the facts to make sure it's grounded in reality. It's a basic tenet of cognitive behavioral therapy. That doesn't mean feelings are not valid. They are always valid, but they can still be silly. Some friends are closer than other friends. I know one of my female friends has no problem changing and showing her tits to other female friends, but I know some other female friends wouldn't do that regardless. Majority of my friends are women. I'm a dude BTW. Hell, right now I'm alone with my female friend who I've known since 2009 and she's married. We were playing pool and now singing karaoke and ate dinner at her house. She's not hiding anything and I know her husband. Friendships don't have to be sexual or anything more than just friends. Speaking of closeness, one of my friends who has a boyfriend has gone on trips with me, and at the hotel, she'll sleep on my bed cause she doesn't want to be alone at hers. That's it. Some people have more loose boundaries, especially between really close friends. I'm close friends with someone I had a thing for back in uni. A few years down the road, I ended up helping him pick the ring and his anniversary gifts to his now wife, who became a friend of mine too. I didn't have issues with my previous partners about the friendship. Boundaries are very clear in both sides. My advice is, don't make a problem that isn't there. Curiosity will kill the cat for sure, and if you are looking for something, you're definitely going to find something. Facebook stalking. This sometimes result to unconscious self-sabotage. Also, instead of making assumptions, always ask the person directly. LOL, our mind has weird ways of constructing a story that may not even close to being accurate. You know this guy better than all of us, and you're the only one who can discern whether you can take what he says at face value or not. It's acceptable to be cautious, but going overboard will likely cost you this relationship. I'm a guy with a female bestie, known her for maybe 12 or 13 years. Love her dearly, but it's a sibling love. I'd say that's how it'll be for them. Like others have said, make room for her because she is dear to him. I hate this whole guys and gals can't be friends idea. I'm happily married to a man, and my best friend, besides my husband, is a man. We've traveled together, seen each other through family tragedies, and I love him as I love my own siblings. Over the years, he's also become a dear friend to my husband. I'm with you there. I've never liked that idea, either. I'm friends with a woman in a nearby metro area, and she's the closest thing I've had to a best friend. She and I talk every week, and we've kept things platonic with no issues. Sometimes digging into people's pasts doesn't do anything but harm. He hasn't done anything wrong, but you're holding pictures of him and a friend from a decade ago against him. Don't think it's weird at all. He seems so comfortable with you hanging around her, which shows he isn't hiding anything. He even invited you to her wedding. If she's getting married too, I really don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm besties with my ex. He's male and I'm female. Our closeness ended one relationship of his. He wasn't willing to give me up. Which is fair. I'm his best fucking friend. But I'd never fuck him again. And he feels the same. That shit is way in our past. His GF was a bit jealous cause I was cuter than she was. Honestly, that was it. We had good boundaries. Absolutely nothing inappropriate. She was just intimidated. Don't be her. Don't lose out on a good man because of your own insecurities. As someone with a female best friend, a guy simply having a close friendship with a girl isn't inherently a bad. I understand the jealousy, but unless he's the type to cheat, I wouldn't worry. I'm very close with my friend, but it's completely platonic, and neither of us would cheat on our partners with each other. We've been asked if we're dating, and maybe to some looking in from the outside it may appear as though we are, but in reality it's just a very close platonic friendship, nothing more. Now, not everyone is capable of having this close of a friendship with someone they could in theory have an attraction to, but many people are. There were periods of time in the past where we were attracted to each other, but that has passed. It's possible the pictures from 10y ago were during this time. For those two. As for the flirting, I'd say that's also pretty normal depending on the type of flirting. If I ever flirt with my friend, it's not a romantic or sexual thing, just more of a playful thing. It can be pretty tough to explain to outsiders, but just go with me on that. Now, without being there and knowing both of you, I couldn't tell you either way if he has any feelings for her or vice versa, nor could I tell if their friendship is strictly platonic. All I can offer is my own similar experience being on the other side of a similar situation to what you've described. Therefore I would be biased towards that they likely just have a very close platonic friendship. Be vigilant of course, but do you best not to be turned off by it or assume he must be cheating. If he's spending more time with her than he is with you after you've been official for a while, that might be a little odd, or if he talks about her non-stop, that's definitely not a good sign either. The fact he isn't trying to hide it bodes well that it is indeed a platonic friendship. Maybe he thinks you two would get along well? I would also say it's really significant that you're allowed at her wedding, because a lot of people have a rule that they don't allow +1s who aren't officially in a relationship. It sounds like y'all are in a pre-relationship stage right now, being exclusive but not BF/GF yet, and the fact that she's very okay with you coming means she also has no attachment/ownership issues over him that way. I've had a good guy friend in the past whose girlfriend kind of drove us apart because she was so clearly jealous, and I felt like I should step away because her relationship was more important than our friendship. And they're married now and it's great for them, but I just wish she would have seen there's literally nothing between us. It was just a good friendship and we're both open, personable people. I think it's fine with you and him. In my experience, my ex talked shit on me to his female best friends, yep, multiple, and one professed her love for him, gasp. Shocking. He literally talked to these friends more than me. It was frustrating to say the least. Your case sounds fine, the friend is engaged and you said your BF wants to be exclusive with you. I'd say watch for red flags but don't worry too much. My experience is that a woman's intuition is pretty good after she sees them together. That's why my female friends always want to meet a new girlfriend. Once they meet and that sensor you have doesn't spike, everyone's comfortable. It's amazing what women can pick up on almost instantly. So many guys have been busted this way. I'd never be unfaithful, so I have nothing to worry about. But still, it's an unfair advantage women have. Way easier said than done, but try not to be concerned with their friendship. Try being friends with her. For most of my life, my best friends have been men. They're all married now. Most of their girlfriends felt threatened by me, some rude AF, but all I wanted was to become their friend too and keep my friendship with him. I had to part ways with a couple of them, but the rest, I now have another wonderful addition to my life. Everyone isn't the same, but once someone is my friend, that's where they stay. I don't sleep with people I consider friends. I compartmentalize things more than the average person though. Good luck. One of the few benefits of getting older as a woman is that these sort of things bothers me less and less. Jealousy is really a waste of time. My husband gets hit on by women all the time. When he tells me, it is completely hilarious to me. Think of it this way, your boyfriend is mature and well-adjusted enough to have good female friends. That is a positive. Calm down and be grateful that he is in your life, and take the wedding as an opportunity to get to know his best friend better and for him to see just how mature and well-adjusted you are too. His friends are his own business. As long as he's not cheating, it's fine. I have always had a female best friend, whom I've dated and slept with a decade ago, and really, it's just something partners should just be okay with. I'm okay with my girlfriend having male friends. I trust her to behave. Be careful that the insecurity that is sitting in that head of yours might grow. If you are already feeling worried about this, then you have to work on yourself to get used to it. If you just ignore it, it will grow and it will ruin your relationship with your BF. Trust me, insecure woman that put down an ultimatum that a guy has to pick them over his best friend even if he is a guy will always end up bad for them. I had a few GF that were that insecure and I just get them packing. No time for drama. Friendships shouldn't be restricted by gender. I wouldn't think much of those pictures. It's normal for close friends to be on that level of physical comfort. Unless he's done something to make you doubt his loyalty to you, I wouldn't think much about his friend. My rule is, if they were friends way before they ever met you, you're fine. If you met relatively around the same time or after, then okay, you can be a tad nervous. In this case, let it go, you're being overly paranoid. The mere fact that you are asking about this topic shows that there is that insecure part of you. Nothing will improve until you heal that part of you. Staying in this relationship will eventually cause conflict. This insecurity will haunt you. Save yourselves heartache and be direct about how you feel. You need to realize that this is not a good relationship for you. Don't drag him in if this insecurity will cause conflict. Don't waste either one of your time. I guess you can't always control how you feel, but it's good that you are trying to look at it objectively. He introduced you early in the relationship. He and his friend are each in relationships. There isn't anything in your story that raises any red flags. I know not all emotions are rational, but try not to let irrational emotions damage an otherwise good relationship. If it helps at all, my 24F, so 25M, has a nestmate bestie, 2 actually, 1 gal 1 guy, and they've all basically grown up together. Parents immigrated here and had kids at the same time, so super close bonds. I have the benefit of being a naturally super physically affectionate person with everyone, so I have huge tolerance for it, but if we were out and about you probably wouldn't be able to tell who is dating who unless you caught me kissing him or his hand resting on my bum. I genuinely do not mind this at all, as I feel more comfortable self-expression wise with people who are the same affection displayers as I am. It's actually a huge breath of fresh air for him to have a good strong platonic bond with another woman. In general, it's really nice when men have women friends because it shows maturity, in my opinion. It also means that I can actually be his partner, and of course friend. but don't have to be the go-to for every question or thought he has about women. Like he has other roots he can talk to for their points of view. Maybe that's just me, but I like it when the people I know don't have token friends of specific kinds and actually branch out. Run a mile. I accepted that my boyfriend had a best friend, however she constantly crossed boundaries, loved me at first, now only tries to break us up, and disregards her relationship's boundaries for the friendship. It's been an ongoing issue for 2 years. If I had to redo my relationship, I would have never got involved with him, as I'm always in the middle. My partner has chosen me now, however it's not what I wanted. I just wanted her to understand he's in a relationship and for her to respect her own. Don't accept it, move on. He will be luckier without you. Like girl, she is getting married and those are pics from 10 years ago. Also, people show affection differently, especially in pictures. If I am super close to somebody, no matter the gender, male/female, I would be all over them in photos as well, just because they mean a lot to me. Either grow up or leave now before things get messy. Honestly, I get your feeling. I'm dating a guy who also has a female best friend. At first I was a bit suspicious about it, but later on I realized that if they had any feelings for each other romantically, they already would have dated. Plus, she has been in a relationship for over 4 years. My point is that you just have to trust the guy you're dating and don't try to break that bond he has with his friend. Try to do what you would like to see if you were in his shoes. If you had a male best friend, you would want your partner to trust you too, right? My husband is mainly friends with women, and it didn't bother me until one clearly had feelings for him, and we had to talk about it. Otherwise, no issues with it. Of my 3 closest, oldest friends, 2 are guys, 1 is a girl. I have plenty of photos of me hugging, heads close, of us, and I think even some sitting on their knee, and these are from when I've been with my now husband. We have ace photos of us dancing together at my wedding. We even shared a room when a group of us went away for a boozy night, but absolutely nothing has ever happened with these 2 guys and never will. We just don't see each other that way at all. I am very close to them, one I've been friends with for over 20 years, and they know me so well, and they also love my husband too. Your potential BF and this girl have been close for many years, and if there was attraction there it would have happened, but she's getting married to someone else. You can be friends with people without being sexually attracted to them. I'm sure you have friends of the opposite sex. Think about work colleagues you get on with. It doesn't mean you want to be with them just because you get on well. Please don't let this suspicion ruin something that could be really good. My husband isn't the jealous type and knows he can totally trust me, and I'm so glad. I wouldn't want to lose him or my friends. I am a guy who has many female friends, including a female best friend. My best friend and I are frequently mistaken for a couple, but we have never been in a relationship and there is no romantic attraction in either direction. Similar to your situation, there are a lot of photos on FB of us together at events because we are friends, and at the time when we first became friends neither of us really knew that many other people at these events. I often worry that this is one of the reasons I've never had much luck with women. Please trust this person. Obviously, I don't know what your boyfriend is like, but from what you have said his friend is married, so her husband clearly has no issue with the situation, which surely has to count for something. It all comes down to how much you trust your boyfriend. I used to think this way when I was younger. Eventually I learned that a guy that can't be friends with a female is a way bigger red flag than one who can. Also exes. Why do exes not talk? Because one has screwed over the other. A partner who doesn't hate all their exes is a decent human on my eyes. I have 2 male best friends, one is bisexual, another is straight. There has never been any romantic interest between us, and we have 1,000 of pictures together. I think if you aren't understanding enough that men and women can be friendship without any sexual nor romantic interest, you need not be exclusive. I tell men that all the time. My 14-15th year friendship means more to me than a random guy. Friendship should come first always. Sometimes you form a friendship when dating, that's also fine too. Thanks for watching my video.